Going straight into this, we'll be seeing the perspective from Nexus. We'll be looking at Bearman. Switching over as well, we'd be able to see over on this perspective as well from the Chasers. Right on kickoff, we see a nice possession right there from King Kuma, able to take early possession. Veneer playing a little bit further back, kind of playing more as far as like a defensive chaser we see there. Switching over, we'll see Vampire's perspective on Imari. Seeing as this goes in for Amari, we'll be seeing more of that beater gameplay, trying to shut down those Seekers. Like I mentioned before, Jova and Osiris are both solo queue warriors when it comes to Seeker. We see them playing a lot. We see them trying to get involved, making sure that they're staying alive and learning what they can. But that survivability, it's going to be really tested coming into this league match. There we go. We see in the background of Veneer with a one-timer had made it into a nice setup. It was a little bit hard to see from Imari, but I've barely seen it right there. You were able to see a great goal, 10-0. Nexus in the lead currently. We do see right now a good interception there. Veneer playing that defensive chaser midfield, able to try and get those intercepts. He wasn't able to end up taking possession, but just the fact that he was there and caused the fumble is showing that he has the right idea going into this sort of matchup. You see King Kuma taking it downfield right now, kind of dodging and weaving. Veneer's getting ready to set up right here. Has the pass, tries to get ready to cook the keeper. He goes behind the keeper though, and a nice little pass back to his teammate. Didn't get the lock on. He had to kind of dodge, but King Kuma still takes possession, and King Kuma puts it in. That's a 20-0 lead right now for Nexus.
I am surprised by the positioning play of Nexus here. They're doing pretty good on tackles on the Seeker, and they have one in the bag all the time. I'm really happy about this.
We see Veneer there playing back again. He wasn't quite there to be able to take the interception, but just the extra pressure of trying to be there for making sure that he causes a fumble. The positioning is definitely there. We see Bearman grabbing the possession right there. Veneer able to grab the pass and just heading downfield. We see Momo-chan was also kind of playing in a similar position, kind of staying back a little bit, prepared for that. We do see he's trying to get slowly to the keeper, but it was a little bit not enough. We see Saucy take possession right there, heading downfield. He does get past most of the chasers, but King Kuma takes the ball from him. And there we go. King Kuma with a 30-point lead right now. Nexus 30-0, 40 minutes and 40 seconds left in the match.
There we also have the snitch insurance now, in case they're not getting it, even though it's pretty even right now on the snitch meter. So every tackle can decide to snitch here.
Yeah, and speaking of the snitch meter right now, it's really close, about to get to that point where everyone is all hands on deck as far as who is going to be the one that bring in that last tackle. Who's going to be the one that makes sure that they guarantee their team. Right now, we're watching from the perspective of Amari. Amari is doing really good right now. Sunset Driver has the lead. We see in the background, Big Boss was able to get a goal, so it ties up a little bit right now. 20-point difference. The snitch will make sure that they're in the lead, so that snitch insurance is not quite lost, I would say, but definitely lessened now. We see right now, definitely trying to make sure Amari keeps the lead. Switching over to the other perspective of the beater. There we go. We see Riley now. Riley's right now focusing on the keeper. A little bit of dramming. Didn't quite have it in time, but Veneer was able to get it anyways. We see right now this Quaffle gameplay is very strong. Veneer playing that defensive, but the Seeker right there was able to get it. If I was Riley in that position, getting ready as a beater with the meters that close, I don't think I would be focusing the keeper in that situation.
Yeah, I think so too. I would just go for the tackles, not even for the bludger, because at this point it's pretty hard to kill the Seeker with that. I would just go for the 5% steal maybe, and then a tackle chain from the chases. That's the only thing that can rescue you here from that position.
And we see as well a nice little pass out from Bearman. Wasn't able to hold to try and get a hero kick or anything like that, but doing well as well. We see switching over the Veneer. Big Boss has been doing quite well on the interceptions. We've seen the last two goals that came in from the Vampires was from Big Boss, and so he's been doing pretty good getting that. We see Veneer being able to have a one-on-one with the keeper. C-Knight is definitely a decent keeper on his own. We see right now a nice pass back and a one-timer setup. Very well played, getting past the keeper, causing him to be a little bit worried about Veneer, but he didn't see the one-timer because Sarah was right there.
This is the second time we saw a setup like this, where he tries to cook and then goes behind the goal and pass back for the one-timer. And it's pretty strong when the keeper doesn't expect it.
Yeah, taking a look right now from the keeper's perspective as we see Little Saucy ready to try a couple things. Some pass play. Definitely you love to see pass play in front of the keeper's hoops, unless you're a keeper. There we go. We see Big Boss putting another one. That is currently 3 goals for Big Boss alone. Currently, he's been making sure that the Quaffle gameplay is not dominant anymore, doing a very good job of doing it so far. We see the Seekers coming in right now, getting close. Bearman might be able to get a hero kick right here on Sunset Driver. And there we see it. We see that very nicely done. Switching
Yeah,
over to
if they get the Seeker down here, that could be huge for them, because I think no matter who's gonna catch the next snitch, it might win the round here. So it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, right now we're looking at the beater perspective from Riley on Nexus. Riley is definitely trying to make sure that Sunset Driver doesn't maintain a lead at how they have before, but Amari is right on her. Switching over to Amari's perspective here. We see right now the snitch is getting really close, and with the bumps coming in the back and forth, it's anyone's game. Big Boss in the background adding a little bit of snitch insurance to his team now, making it 50-70. About a minute left to go here.
This point, Nexus kinda needs the snitch to win. Otherwise, they have to score now because it's only 1 minute left, and it's pretty hard to get in like 3 goals in 1 minute.
If you look at the bottom left, though, we can see Sunset Driver's health. Sunset is in 2 right now. We do see a goal from Nexus come in again. It's very close right now, and this last snitch is going to be the ultimate factor. Sunset is able to heal up. Switching over to Veneer's perspective real quick, we see Veneer kind of playing that defensive on trying to tackle the Seeker. He knows that the snitch gameplay is close, and he wants to be the deciding factor between if they get it or not. We see the Quaffle kind of go. Veneer was going to try and intercept it, but he has bigger plans ahead, stopping Sunset Driver from securing the 30 points. And there it is. Sunset Driver grabbing double snitches now, 100-60. First game goes in the hands of the Knockout Vampires, but still well played on the Quaffle gameplay from the Nexus. Tux, how are you feeling about that matchup?
I am a bit surprised, like positively from Nexus, like the way they play together on the chases. I just noticed that they have put in their effort, they have put in the games in the open games, met them a lot of times, and I think that kind of paid off here. That they just know where the other is for the one-timer setups and stuff. Only the Seeker pressure at the end was maybe the problem that lost them the game here. But on the Chaser game, that was pretty well played from both sides.
Yeah, we've seen Big Boss from Knockout Vampires pull up 3 of those Quaffle scores, and that allowed them to not have to worry as much as far as, oh, if they get the snitch, it's going to be a shutout game. And on the other side, on Nexus, we've seen Veneer playing defensively and was able to pass forward, was able to give it to King Kuma most of the time or pass to Sarah, and those two are the ones putting up the goals. I think King Kuma had 3 as well. So they had the snitch insurance early on, but the snitch insurance got kind of just outweighed by the lack of that Seeker pressure there. We seen as that first snitch, it was really close, but Riley was over there dramming on the keeper and not necessarily focusing as much on the Seeker. So if you are Nexus going into this match too, you need to make sure that you're putting that pressure on the Seeker. Jova is great on Seeker. He can stay alive very well. But if Osiris isn't being taken down, or if there's not pressure on Osiris, Jova is just going to be overwhelmed by Amari and Osiris together trying to take him down.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like 1 kill on Sunset Driver would make the job here. In the first round, we saw Rova die, I think, which lost them the snitch ultimately. But in the second round, it was pretty close at the end. So any kill on Sunset Driver by tackle from the chases or bludge from the beater, anything, good placed hero kick can also make the job. And I think this could really win them the game here, because the last snitch was game deciding here.
Yeah, and taking a look real quick, it looks like we will be seeing the roster change. The reason I had said Osiris, it was Sunset Driver last match on the Seeker, but this time they're bringing in Osiris.
Oh,
How do you
okay,
feel
that's
about
gonna
that change?
change up. I think they're both pretty good seekers, and maybe I'm not really sure about their playstyles. Maybe Riley have to adapt a bit to Osiris' way of moving now. But ultimately, I think they're just doing a rotation here. It worked out with Sunset Trevor, so let's see how it works with Osiris. But I think he definitely can double snitch too.
Yeah, and definitely kind of mixing it up between Seeker playstyles. I know Sunset Driver and Osiris have been playing a lot together, but they also play a lot separately, and so they kind of probably have their own unique style. So the moment that Nexus may have gotten to a rhythm and, oh, this is how Sunset plays, especially from their Seeker Jova, he kind of figured, oh, this is definitely a situation where I learned this playstyle and now a new seeker's coming in. And so it's going to mix up a couple things. He's not going to be able to be as consistent as far as knowing, oh, this is how this person was last game. I can plan on that for match two. No, now he needs to change things a little bit and mentally keep in track. This is a new seeker. This is something I need to go into another fresh perspective and still dominate as best I can.
Yeah, I think this is a factor here that Riley have to see. But I think that she can adapt to Osiris too pretty quick. It's just the question is how fast, and is it before or after the first snitch? Because it's 30 points, and this can decide the game as we saw last game.
Yeah, in mid game, we were also kind of talking a little bit more about the Quaffle gameplay and that positioning from Veneer. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What did you like to see there?
I liked the idea of the going behind the goal and then back pass because you can't really see where he's passing. You always have the fear of him going through the hoop and just shuffle passing it back into the hoop, so you cannot really go out far. On the other hand, you have to go out a bit because of the one timer in your front. So you're basically forced in a super fast reaction keeper, and this is definitely scary. And I would, if I would be the knockout vampires here, as a keeper, if I see that, I would tell my chasers, you have to tackle these one timer there, so there's no real way to defend this properly.
Yeah, and it was definitely something that we've seen a lot of chasers when they're holding the Quaffle. Sometimes if they have the one-on-one with the keeper, they want that opportunity to score. But it didn't look like Veneer was really trying to score on his own. Every single time it was getting past the keeper and getting ready to pass to one of those King Kuma or Sarah, who probably have a little bit more of a record on having that practice and being able to score a little bit more consistently. And so that's a props to Veneer as far as that situation, making sure that he was able to go into it and not try and score if he wasn't confident that he could, or he just had the faith in his teammates, and they played really well in that sense. And that's where we see the team unit of Nexus having played a lot together, kind of having that synergy on their chaser core.
Yeah, I totally agree here. It's like pretty important that you trust your teammates no matter what. And if you're not that comfy with scoring, or you think I'm comfy with scoring but the other ones are better, definitely pass is the right play here. I like to see the passing play. I like to see the positioning play from Nexus, and I think the games they put in the effort that just worked out for them here. And I see them as a unit here. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and even though they lost the first game, that's definitely not anything to discount them going to the second game. It was close and down to the snitch. If we see a couple more quaffle goals for snitch insurance, that could very well end that there. Otherwise, as far as just making sure a little bit more pressure on the seeker at that last little moment is all they really need, because Jovo was doing a really good job close each time.
We also saw from Nexus, they had like one. I was talking about the positioning play earlier. They had like one in the bag. I think he should go for more tackles even. I saw him tackling sometimes the Seeker, but they have to get the constant pressure on Osiris this time, just to get him off the snitch path. Because the farther away he is from the snitch, the less meter he's getting, and this is meter that Jilvar really needs here at the end. It's the small percentages that makes the snitch. So yeah, every tackle matters here in this case.
Yeah, the snitch can typically be defined as being a snowball game where if one little action hits you, it's not going to affect you a whole lot. But a bunch of little tumbling down the hill, getting a death, getting a tackle, getting tackled right off respawn, it's all those little things that add up. And if a chaser is able to take a little bit of a defensive stance and make sure that they're tackling, it stops their acceleration. And that allows the beater to catch up and get that tackle for another 5%. And also the little bit of damage that they're able to do from a chaser perspective. A lot of chasers right now, if they're running one timer, are running a build like 604, and that would give them 2 base damage there. So that is a little bit of damage out as well that does whittle down the HP, or could be the killing blow for a lot of seekers.
Yes, definitely. And maybe I even want to see a bit communication here between the chaser who's tackling and the beater. That would be huge if they can like time the bludger or the tackle together so that the chaser is basically just slowing the seeker down in order to make him vulnerable for any hit of the beater, as you said, by tackle. I can also see a bludger coming in here, or maybe you keep a kick after if you cannot move. You're just very exposed. the moment you get tackled, because you really can't move much anymore and dodge any other tackles.
We did see there, as far as the keeper kicks go, Bearman on keeper was able to get a couple on Sunset Driver last game. And so if you're the knockout vampires right now, you really got to make sure that if you're scoring on the quaffle, you need to call those out. Hero kick is a detrimental thing for Seekers. It is their probably most worried aspect of Seeking, is because they're tunnel focused on this little golden ball, and next thing you know, a keeper comes out kicking with a 35-meter radius, causing them to be stunned for like a second and a half. No boost, no dodge, and then they're stuck just to get dogpiled from a chaser or a beater.
Yeah, definitely. This is something they have to work on. For most teams, it is the keeper, I think, who's calling that out. So that would be the obvious choice here, since he have like the overview of the whole field and not that much to do. But also, if the keeper isn't like aware of that, the chaser who scores can also call that, and I think that would work out and would definitely help the seeker here, because half-life is pretty much.
Yeah, and definitely that's the Tux tip for today. If you are a chaser main out there, or you are a keeper, the moment you score as a chaser, or if you're a keeper not putting down play caller rings and you see the goal happen, it's your responsibility to keep your seeker alive. Call out those hero kicks. The quaffle, as soon as you score, takes 10 seconds. So that 10-second timer, the moment you score, you call out hero kick in 10, and then you'll see the counter go from 3, 2, 1. That's all very important information to keep your seeker away from the keeper, because that extra little moment right there is very crucial communication for the team as a whole to know, so that way they're staying away from the keeper kick, but especially for seekers.
Yes, definitely. And I don't think it's worth it to take the little bit of meter that you get by going in there when you have the risk of getting super slowed down, a half-life, and exposed for any following tackles by the beater. Because mostly the beater is around after you get hero kicked, so most likely you're like one hit after the kick. And this is very bad for a team, since you're going midfield again with 3 chases waiting for you, and then you have to dodge everything. After that, you cannot stay close to the snitch anyway, so just don't go in the first place.
Yeah, we definitely have seen a couple times now. We've seen this in the Quaffle House versus Knockout Knights game, where Seekers at 100% meter sometimes get that tunnel focus. They sometimes don't see the fact that when you have that sort of situation where they have the hero kick, if the Seeker's tunnel focused on the snitch, sometimes all they're thinking about is, I want to catch this, and they'll go headfirst into that hero kick, and that can be detrimental. We've seen that in the Perkles game on Quaffle House. He got hero kicked, chaser tackled, beater tackled, dead, all within the span of about 2 seconds. And it was very bad timing, but it was something that his team was trying to call out hero kick. We did hear that in their communications, but the Seeker was a little tunnel focused, wanted the catch. You can't be too aggressive. Hero kicks have to be respected, keepers have to be respected, and you need to make sure that when that happens, you don't go bull rushing in like it's a red flag.
I would even say when the snitch is so close at the end, just don't score if you think that you can catch the snitch. If the enemy is up, then sure, go for it. But if it's like a 99 to 99%, why would you score and give the enemy the hero kick? Because that just might lose you 30 points. And the 10 points, it just isn't worth it for that.
We are going to be seeing the players get ready for match 2. They are going to be playing on the new Durmstrang Overcast map. Now, I know that there is a snowy version of this map, and that one has a lot of visual clutter from a lot of players' perspectives. But this map, I think, is gorgeous. This one is nice and clear. You can see what's going on. Definitely a nice map here to see played on match 2. Going straight into kickoff, we see Veneer playing a further back route, very well positioning from him because he was able to try and take early possession. The focus cam right there was able to kind of disrupt his flight style a little bit, and that's just a small mechanical thing. But the right idea was there as far as positioning. Pass back to keeper to get it downfield to the other chasers there. Seeing a look right now, we do see the passing lanes were kind of covered right there. Saucy was able to take early possession, but Veneer is staying back, being that defensive chaser that the team needs. And Bearman not able to save one as far as it goes. Little Saucy was able to get the score there on top hoop. Taking a look at this kickoff real quick, we'll see if the hero kick does come out. We see that the Seekers are coming in his flight zone We see Osiris does get the call out for hero kick. He's staying back. You can see he's not coming forward. There we go. Now the kick comes out. Now Osiris can come and go into that sort of range. Switching over to Veneer real quick. He does kind of have a little bit of pass play. He was taking possession of the ball, passing it to teammates, kind of making his way downtown, trying to figure out who to pass to, where the other chasers are. But he sees an open shot, and he was able to get the score for himself. Switching over real quick, we can just kind of see here, the keeper has been used to Veneer passing, but Veneer kind of had the open goal because the keeper wasn't expecting him to just go in for himself. Very well played from his end. We see C-Knight right here holding the quaffle, trying to get a hero kick. The hero kick does come in possession of Jova. We see down in the bottom left. He did take some damage. He's still in the green though. Not quite out of it, that's for sure. But a long shot from Big Boss right there flew right past Veneer, right into the goal. Very well played. We're seeing a different quaffle gameplay here coming from the Vampires.
I'm really surprised they're going for more setups here, for more interceptions. I like to see that from the Vampires here. Just the Nexus having a bit of struggle getting across midfield sometimes, but now when they manage it, they score, and this is what you just saw here.
Yeah, very well played on that one-timer setup. In the top right, we see Amari just took out Riley. Let's go take a look at Amari's perspective real quick. As the snitch is getting close, they are currently about 60% both sides right now. Getting close to getting a catch here as far as both teams. You have to be worried, and you have to get ready to allocate some of your chaser resources into this gameplay here.
Yeah, the snitch is getting very close here again, so every kill can matter again. It's basically the same as last round. Snitch can decide, but this time we don't see a snitch insurance, so it's even more important here.
And we do see Big Boss pull up another score there. 30-20 currently Vampires lead. Switching over to the other beater perspective, we can see Riley, and in the bottom left you can see Jovilla's health. He is currently down to 4 HP, currently healing up now. But he's definitely getting hit. Things are hitting him, and he needs to play safe here. He needs to be able to play careful and not die. That's the biggest thing, is just not to die, because that is detrimental to the snitch race as soon as it's really close as to how it is here. We're about to get flashbanged here as I switch over to Osiris' perspective. We can take a small look real quick as far as he got the 100% there and got the catch in the last moments. Definitely was pretty close, but Osiris had the lead there that he needed. We'll take a look from Seeker and see who gets the first look here as far as getting that 5%. Going into it, it looks like we do see Nexus get that 5% first with the early find on Snitch Catch, but obviously Osiris then quickly gets into it right after. Switching back over, seeing Riley's perspective, currently not being highly contrasted from Osiris' point of view. We're seeing right now Riley able to get a nice stun on Osiris. Nice little bludger hit there, and definitely trying to take down the Seeker.
They really need the snitch to come back here, or they gonna dominate chase the game. But I see the easy way, or the obvious way, is to get the snitch here. So they need to get the Cyrus down there.
Yeah, and switching over sides real quick, taking a look from the keeper perspective as they come into him, we see Saucy getting ready to try and score. A one-timer play from Big Boss, a pass to what was the keeper's left, was able to score onto that hoop. Bearman just wasn't quite ready for that one-timer, I don't think.
Yeah, this is also the point where I would call just go for the one-timers, because when someone there, we all see them passing, and one tackle on the one-timer would just cancel the pass, ball is loose, and that's basically a missed attack then.
We see another one-timer situation right there, and that is very hard for keepers to defend. But it ultimately comes down to, if your chasers are able to be there, even if the beater is able to be there, take out those one-timers for your teammates. Take out that for the keeper, because that added pressure right there is detrimental. We see top right. We see Bearman takes out Osiris. Seeker is down currently right now, and we do see a nice saved goal right there, utilizing his one-timer in a more defensive manner. But Osiris falling is huge as far as the Seeker gameplay goes, leading Jova on the snitch race. Currently 2 minutes left in the match, 40-70, a 30-point difference right now. That is a one snitch difference.
Yeah, I saw after they scored, like from Nexus here, all 3 chases went only for Osiris, and I think that really paid off. They might got some stunts in. We didn't really have the perspective on that, but I just saw like going many players going for Osiris, and he's going down again.
Osiris takes out, or knocked out once again. He had to kind of keep his distance, and I think he dodged the keeper just to hit or get hit by Riley. We see currently a huge lead from Jova right now. 50-70 right now. Nexus putting up another quaffle goal right there. This snitch catch from Jova in the lead currently could be the difference and make them win.
Yeah, definitely. And they really adapted. They went for Seeker this time. They was like, okay, we lost the first snitch. We definitely have to secure the second one now. And I think they did pretty well on that part.
Taking a look right now from Riley's perspective, the beater right now on Nexus, trying to shut down Amari. When you're ahead in a snitch race like this, you don't necessarily need to be targeting the Seeker as much as you have been the entire time. Knocking out the beater is more critical because of the fact that the beater is the one that's going to be taking percentage and killing your Seeker. Right now, Jova can do the 1v1 against Osiris. So I like that. I like to see right now that Riley is targeting Amari here versus Osiris more.
That's definitely the right choice. Yeah, you just need to keep your Seeker alive at this point, and then secure the snitch by that.
Yeah, the interceptions from the Bludgers are doing well. Osiris did get a couple bumps, though, which is definitely hurtful on Jova. Osiris is able to make a comeback, even with these deaths, those bumps. We definitely are seeing a more bump-heavy build from Osiris right here, and it's definitely making it come down to the wire. We are going to go ahead and switch perspectives real quick to Osiris, seeing a very bright perspective here, but it is definitely a point of view nonetheless. We see him get hit here. It's really close as the snitch gameplay goes. They need the snitch catch if they're Jova. Big Boss turns up another one, and that 90-50. No one was able to get the second snitch there. It was stopped very quickly. Very well played from both teams there, but Vampires takes us in a 2-0 match series.